Sincerely speaking, Nigeria is not a straightforward country.
What do you think?
From the initial stage, since I was in high school, I have already made up my mind. I said, no, Nigeria is not for me.
We've heard stories of people knocking people's wives and husbands. Are you
Nothing secret.
are you in a relationship?
Basically, 99% of Eritreans trek to Israel.
Remember, you are on hot seat.
Okay.
If you don't want to answer the question, you can just say no comment.
Could you believe that the next day I got a call if I can be able to come here?
To Israel.
Yes.
All right. So we're
Then
gonna.
I told the person on phone, I said, even it to Ghana now, as I'm talking, even it is Ghana, I want to go to Ghana.
Yo, what up, everyone? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on your location. It's your boy, the Crackhead. Wishing you all a wonderful. If you could see this video today, wishing you a wonderful Shabbat. If you will see him tomorrow, wonderful Sunday. If now Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then I wish you wonderful week. And by now, a lot of I don't know our guest, where I won't put for hot seat today. No other person than our own able crackhead. In fact, maybe I never really introduced Victor well. When this page crackhead been start, if they fit name people as one of the principal authors of this page crackhead, now this guy where they sit on here, even though say, now one of the founders of the page where just decide they backstage. You understand? People where they backstage, they coordinate things. So today, Victor, you don't carry yourself come my house, meaning say you don't carry yourself to come pull for Wahala.
I hope I will scale it.
All right. And as usual, Victor, the questions I'm gonna be asking you today, personal, and also, I think from these questions, you might use it as an opportunity to give advice to certain people who are going to be watching us today. So, Victor, we sabi say you be Nigerian, and before you came to Israel, you lived in Nigeria. What was your life like in Nigeria before you left?
Thank you very much. This question is not that hard to answer. 15 years ago, 16 years ago, when I was in Nigeria, I was actually doing well, I may say.
When you say doing well, can you explain to us what you were doing that you considered to be well?
Well, meaning that I have a source of income. Then it was like, it happens like a joke, but I was very desperate then, and I needed to find something doing. At least I'm not on allowance as probably people outside the country are, or rich people. I wasn't on allowance, even though I was an only child. I wasn't on an allowance, and I was not given money, handy. Money wasn't handy, actually. Not that we are poor or poor, we are middle class. So I had a work. I was into the telecommunication business. Like, I make calls, I sell cards. Before I graduated, selling chargers and other phone accessories and other things like that. Gradually, that's how I became, like self-employed for myself.
All right, talking about that was, you said, about 15 years ago. How much did you use to start that business as a then?
You'll be surprised and shocked how I started it. No, we have a barber shop, at a very strategic location.
Oh, by the way, which state are we talking about?
Adamawa State
Okay, go
of
ahead.
Nigeria. We have a barber shop. Initially, I initiated the shop for the barbering and everything because it was closer to my house in Karewa. Then we were living in Karewa GRA with my mom. So that barber shop was operating as a barber shop. I started coming there all the days. Then I see that people need to communicate with, with the family.
While they are barbing their hair.
Yeah, of course. Or after the barbing, you can get cards and all this stuff. And I don't have zero naira initially. Let me tell you, what happened was that I was able to get two phones because I initially went to the market and deposited for a phone.
How much?
Like possibly by then it was very expensive. I guess we deposited some amount like 15,000 or something, or what. My partner did that for the phone because I told him probably this would be good idea, because there's no phone booth around here and all this stuff. So he said go. So I initially go to my my neighbors, and I asked him, I've deposited some money and I needed this money, if you can loan me. That's my neighbor. I didn't go to my mom. Then my neighbor went to my mom, she told her, then she gave me two phones with a 500 naira recharge card. So when I came in and I told my friend, now I have two phones. Then I decided to trade one of the phone for that 310 because it's good for phone business.
Nokia 3310 then.
Yeah, then
This is about 2008, 2009.
Yeah. So when I borrowed it, then I was coming from my home. Then I met one of my friends, junior brother, on the telephone booth in legislative quarters. So I told him, this is what I want to do, this, but I don't have money and so forth. Then he told me he has two business lines, if I will be able to buy it, and then I can start. By then I was a novice in it. I never knew you have to go on a business line or there is a different. I thought I would just buy I thought I would just buy a SIM card and just start business with the 500. No, he told me no, that's not it. There's a card you need to buy and notify Glow or whosoever provider you want to use, all this stuff. He told me. Then I decided to take his
advice.
Yeah, I decided to take his other phone, other SIM, after some days of negotiation. Then I took phones, cards from him, like 10 cards. Then I go to this barbing shop. If I sell it, and I go back and I give him the money. That's how I started.
So in summary, like how much would you say was your own capital you put into this business 2008?
Just the phones.
Just the phones, which was 15,000 naira, and you said two.
No, the phone that was given to me by my mom.
Okay.
That's just the phone that I had as a capital.
Okay.
And, yeah. But I was able to make it to the stage that I had so many cards.
Wow.
And I have phone accessories. And I was able to have a generator for charging. This mini generator for charging. And I was able to open up a match, football match stuff.
Well, it seems, all this stuff. From what you're telling us right now, it seems like your life was pretty successful in a way, as at then in 2008.
Yes, at that time, but I wasn't that successful, like
you wanted to be, like, but you were doing good.
Yeah, but I knew the market, and I knew the market was good, and I even had a POS. By then, it has not started functioning.
Wow.
I was able to get a POS. I can give you a card from the POS. You can use a. Now it increases. It's like gradually I become aware that
now it's getting interesting.
And
really.
I find it very funny when somebody my age tell me that he doesn't have money, and I will just be laughing.
So then, basically, your life was okay. You with what you did, you could afford 3 square meals if you wanted to.
Perfect.
You had what to eat. You had what to wear. You had where to sleep. And a lot of people who they japa because they did not have what you had. So what led you to japaing from Nigeria in the first place? When you had all these
from
things?
The initial stage, since I was in high school, I have already made up my mind. I said, no, Nigeria is not for me. I've already seen that. I've already, I was so positive about it to an extent that when I was under that, under the barbing salon doing my things, I'm still having the hope that I'm going out of this country.
Now, a lot of people do not know how old you are, but can you tell us how old you were then when you had this business in Nigeria?
By then I was almost like 28 or something.
28 years old. All right.
Or something, or less than that. But age, I can't be specific on age, So what was I saying before? That I used to laugh people if they say they don't have money, because there was not enough money on the card itself in Nigeria then. 500 naira, you get maybe seven. How the money in Nigeria? 500 naira card, you get.
You mean the profit you make from that
profit.
200 naira profit? Then everything will
No,
be
it's
700.
not 200 naira profit. What are you saying? On a card. If I'm selling a card to someone,
Okay.
like 500 naira, I think I get 7 naira from
one card.
Yeah.
Well, I never did the business, so
But
I don't know.
the most things I get money is a long call.
Okay.
When somebody make a very long call,
That's where the money
that's
came
where
in.
the profit is. You can even get double your money on your business line.
I don't think that kind of business will be successful today, because almost everybody have
of course
phones.
The banks even supply them cards now directly. So it's not because I was thinking then, I thought it's going to be a business that I can establish into a big place, have my own place. But I was so greedy that I want to have owned the place I want to have, not to rent.
No, I wouldn't say it's great. It's ambition.
Yeah, but that put me off not to own my place, because I don't have. There was space, but I need to build that place.
Okay.
To and not minding. I wasn't even doing only the phone business. This phone business had given me so many businesses. I've drawn promotion for Malta Guinness.
Wow.
Under this, when I was, sitting down, somebody came and he was complaining to a manager from Lagos that he doesn't have people to make the promotion, and tomorrow is the promotion. He was speaking in Yoruba, and after he finished, I intrude into their conversation. Of course, I was sitting down there and I heard him telling somebody.
And this is in Adamawa State.
Yeah, in Adamawa State. So after he finished calls, I told him, I say, I am here and you are looking for people to go and run promo for you. He said, what happened? Am I a Yoruba guy? I said, no, I heard you are complaining you don't have people to make run promo. I am here. I have so many people that can run promo for you. I said, what's the uniform? He told me black and white. I said, okay. I go collect my 25,000 on a promo.
So in a nutshell, what motivated you to leave Nigeria to Japa, even with everything you had?
Sincerely speaking, Nigeria is not a straightforward country.
It's not, or was not? We're talking about in the past, not now.
Even now.
Okay, then I'm talking about then. What made you leave?
The system was like crazy.
But it seems like the system was favoring you.
Because I was running a recharge card business.
Don't you think so?
The system wasn't favoring. I was just going into the system.
Okay, all right.
I was in the system because I was desperate. I need money, but my mind was in
elsewhere. Okay.
My mind was, let me tell you how the incident really happened, that I knew that my mind was outside. One day we were under the barbing salon roof, outside. Then one of my friends, shout out to him. I'm saying I'm not going to call his name anyway, because I'm still in contact with him. He just came to my cousin because they were high school mates. Then he told him that he wanted to go to London. And before then, he interviewed me about the course that I was taking, entrepreneurship. And I told him the course was good and all this stuff some months ago. Then he applied for entrepreneurship in UK. And he got the admission and he was going to UK. So after he left that day, because he was going to Kano the next day to travel to UK, Then my cousin just burst the bubble and told me, this man is going to UK the next day, but he said he doesn't want people to know. I said, wow. Then I raised my hand. I said, God, when will my own happen? I want to leave this fucking country. Then you know what my cousin was telling me? He said, how many years you have been thinking of all these things since you are in high school? You want to go abroad. You want to travel abroad. For what? You are doing business here. This, that. And there was one time again, a customer, a very good friend, a Muslim friend, came to my party because I have a chair, umbrella, and stuff in front of the salon. Then he told me, he said, Victor, now you are making good money because I've seen you are improving all the time. If I come, I see new things. Anytime you come to my shade in front, you see new things. Generator, the card, the accessories, I lay them. I make charge. I make phone charge too. I have a big box like this with so many fuse. I make charge. Anytime there was no light in Nigeria, I just rejoice. But the petrol price was not as hard as now, but we would have adjusted to it, of course. So, and I knelt down and I prayed when this guy was leaving for UK. I said, when will my own? And my cousin was making gist of me that I want to travel. Could you believe that the next day I got a call if I can be able to come here
to Israel?
Yes.
All right. So we're
then I told the person on phone, I said, even it to Ghana now, as I'm talking, even it is Ghana, I want to go to Ghana.
As you just want to leave the country.
I just want to, I said, even go, no go. You understand?
So wait, what you've just said. So if you had that opportunity to japa through the Sahara Desert, would you?
Actually, I was advised not to. When I told my mom that I'm going to Israel, and she called me in one morning, and she told me, she said, look, if you know that you are traveling by road, just come back from Lagos. Don't even go.
That's a good mother.
And she told me, even if you are in Israel and you cannot afford a house and you are hiding from the authorities in the gutter, staircase, just call me and I will send you a ticket. Go back, come back.
That was a very good mother. By the way, Victor also lost her mom. May her soul keep resting in peace.
Amen.
Yeah, she had a wonderful mom who you can hear by the advice she gave to her. So now, Victor, moving on. When people see you for the first time, they think you are a Muslim. I also thought the same thing the first time I saw you. I just want you to explain to us, how is it that you were born into a Christian family despite the fact that you were born in the North? Or why do people think you are Muslim?
I don't understand. I think this issue has been a problem.
Thank God, I'm not just the one bringing it up all of a sudden.
Basically, most of the Igbos, when I introduce myself, are you a Nigerian? I say, yes. From where? If I just tell them I'm from North, they will say, Onye Hausa. And I will tell them that if I'm Onye Hausa and I'm wearing Victor, will you believe? Or you don't believe that they are my names. I tell them my names is Victor, John, Adi. They are my names. And they are not Hausa names or traditional names.
Well, I also, growing up, I also had that ignorance because it's from you that I've understood that not everybody who is from the North is Hausa. Basically, I thought everybody in the North is Hausa.
Of course, we have minority Christians in the North. Of course, we have them in Jos. We have in Gombe, that's Bauchi. We have them in, what's the other, their route from Jos down. We have Hausas. Even Tafawa Balewa was a Christian before he became a Muslim. If you don't know, now know. he was a Christian and his village is in Bauchi or whatsoever. And he has cousins and aunts that are Christians.
And when you come to tell people that you are not Muslim and you're not Hausa, what is usually the reaction?
They will be like doubting. They'll be like doubting. You are from the North and you are not Hausa. I know somebody even told me that no, Hausa have already, is all your attitude. Hausa, if you are living there, we are a lot of Christians, minority tribes in the north. Learn your geography, although the
And you
geography
even
is
had to
upside
worship
down.
even in Deeper Life Bible Church
Of
at the
course,
time.
Deeper Life was controlling most of the Lagos State, fellowships in schools. So I was very involved there too.
All right. So thank you very much. I know most of you who have been following us and have seen Victor. I know maybe you were also thinking that he's Hausa or he's a Muslim guy, but now you understand that he's a Christian. In fact, spirit filled. He
Alhamdulillah.
speaks in tongues. You understand? What he just said right now is tongues.
Okay.
All right. And he is not Hausa. What is your tribe?
I am a combination of Jukun and Bachama.
Jukun and Bachaman. Hey, Holy Ghost fire.
You've ever had it?
All right, moving on.
Special.
May we not go into that side. Moving on. All right, now you said, I think from what you told me when you wanted to Japa, that Israel is your first country you Japat from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want to go into how you made the journey. Yeah, most people came to Israel through pilgrimage. Remember, you're
I
in a
didn't.
You didn't come through pilgrimage.
I didn't come through pilgrimage.
All right.
Sorry
to have
Sorry, I didn't run
thought of
away
that.
from pilgrimage. I came through an agent.
Okay.
Sorry, I
All
didn't go through
Please
pilgrimage.
just quickly explain to them how that agency works.
The process I will not on TV, and I got a visa and I come in.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, I understand what you're trying to do. I understand what you're trying to do. If you are interested, okay, in visiting Israel, I would not say he has the connection, but he has the idea since he came in through an agent, so he can advise you on how to go about it. Because truth be told, maybe everything we go talk for video. All right. So moving on, now that you're here in Israel, that's for how long? Since 2009? You came to Israel?
Why question? Jam. Anyway, since those years that I've come to Israel, what do you want to ask me?
Bro, why you want? Nobody know how old you be, eh?
No, I don't care about. It's not about the age, but what are you going to say?
All right. Now the
because
question
the
is,
years I come,
since 2009 you came to Israel. Again, remember you're on hot seat.
Okay.
If you don't want to answer the question, you can just say no comment.
Okay, no problem.
Since the time you've been here in Israel, how has your life been? And a lot of us, or some of us who are your friends, knew that you were studying in a university here in Israel. Can you tell us how your life has been and your studies here in Israel?
Just yesterday, I met one of the Cote d'Ivoire black, I call it African student. We're the only two African students in my department then. And from Nigeria compared to here, of course, when I was in Nigeria, I was getting it in Kobo.
Getting what in Kobo?
I was getting the money in Kobo. Kobo, Toro.
No, Gen Z is not going to know Kobo. They never see Kobo.
They never sabi. They never spend Kobo. I was getting it in 1 naira. You understand? And what I can afford by then was, I need to join an association of, how will I say it? It's not an association in the sense of, but they make contributions. They are small business owners.
What are you talking about here in Israel?
In Adamawa State then. Okay. I was comparing then and now.
Okay.
So there was 2 women that came to my booth and they were complaining that Mama has given them back their money for the contribution because they came late. They were supposed to give the money since yesterday, but they came this morning and she has pulled them out from the contribution and they are confused, 2 women. And I told them, okay, let's just form, the three of us form an association of that 1,000 every week, and we start contributing. Then the women said no. One of them said, I cannot hold people's money. The other one said, me too. I said, okay, I will take charge. Bring the money, then we'll find more people. That's how I get like 10 people. We are making 10,000 every week. That life is like one naira. I was making 10,000, some was 20,000 every week. We give to somebody, a small business, money seller,
How does
pure
that
water seller.
connect with the question about Israel?
Let me explain things to you. I'm trying to tell you what I do. So that one was in naira, kobo kobo. Then when I traveled out of Israel and I came to Israel, I was getting it in a hundred, not kobo again.
100 what?
100,
Currency.
yeah, 100 naira.
Okay.
So comparing this life and that life, there I can make one thing in a month. Over here, I can make 5 things in a month. I can be able to solve 20 things in a month. But when I was in Nigeria, I can only do it once in a month. I have to contribute. I have to be diligent. I have to, but here I get it smoothly. It's more faster. And it's more, it doesn't answer your question.
No.
You tell me how I'm living in Nigeria compared to
No. Like how is
life.
how is life here in Israel? Like how has Israel treated you? And I asked
Compared to when I was in
Nigeria.
I said,
Yes.
that's what I'm telling you. I get it in kobo kobo. Now I get it in 100
Shekels.
shekels. Yeah.
All right. Okay. And what about the studies? How did you have get your admission to where you studied?
Basically, Nigerians don't, here in Israel, they are not kind of studying oriented or something. So
Because I think we didn't come here to study.
yeah,
Came here to hustle.
everybody came to hustle. And then when I come to hustle and I wasn't doing anything practical, like something I will go back to Nigeria and continue with, although I've seen so many things that I can do, but I see that probably it will be an added advantage if I should, widen up my knowledge, So I just, and I met someone at a workplace that I introduced myself, and I told him I'm here. I'm basically an equally open. He's a boy, a man like me. I told him I'm practically open to further my education.
Israeli?
And he's a Nigerian. He's from Calabar.
Okay.
So he has that ambition. And finally, we decided to, he applied for the university first. You understand? He applied for it and we work in the same place. Then later on, the school asked him to move from where he was staying because he was living in Ashdod. And he was living in Ashdod and the school was in Herzliya.
Okay.
You understand? And they have to make, they want the thing to suit the students. And then they told him, they gave him the admission, but they told him, no, he can't be coming from Ashdod and be working in Tel Aviv and be going to Herzliya to do.
So he should move down to this side.
He should move rather to Tel Aviv, and he should send them his current address before they because they make provision for each student. So after he has, applied, then he asked me to move into our flat. And I told him, no, we are living like 3 in the flat. Everybody has each room. And we have visitors sometimes, female visitors. And I told him I can't be able to accommodate him, but let's look for a house just for the 2 of us. Then we looked for the house. And fortunately, I was able to then he moved in and he was going to the university, going to work. Then later on, I applied. I wrote, you can write test of English, but it's not necessary writing test of English because we speak English in Nigeria. So all you need to do is you have to go through organizations. Some organizations here are like they take care of foreigners, Then you make application, you write an application. It's not JAMU. You write an application, then you convert your WAEC result on whatsoever certificates you have. Then you take it to the school, then they will convert it to Israeli standard and they will know that you have some papers. They don't go on a WAEC or how many A's you have. After they have searched everything, then they will call you from that department you applied for. And when you are writing, you have to write an application. That's the very important thing. Why you want to join that school, and why and what will you do after you join the school and so forth. Then they will call you in for an interview. And when they called me in for an interview in the department of government and human resources or something like that. So I went to the HOD, then we had an interview. Then I told them if I want to start from the beginning, because I already had papers, if I want to start from the beginning from 100 levels, I don't want to do test of English because I already know English. I'll just go direct into any class I can understand and all this stuff. Then I was given an admission. It's not something tedious. You don't have to write an exam. Just write. The most important thing here is you just write an application telling them what you want. It's like an application you write, tell them what you want to study. You've already checked their bronchio and all this. You tell them which department you want, why you want to do this, and why. After you finish, then voila, you're given admission and I go.
Wow.
But life studying and working and you don't have any relations, it's very, very tedious. Very tedious.
Talking about relations or relationship, we're going to come to that section, but thank you for making the admission part so elaborate. I never even thought you were going to go into that. That was why I gave you time, because some people, I think those of you in Israel who want to study with what he just explained, I think it's elaborate enough. So moving on, this is personal, Victor.
Hot seat.
A bird told me you have more than 20 lands in Nigeria. How long or how hard did you have to work in order to make this happen?
Okay. There's nothing so difficult, but things like this are not that too expensive in my area.
Remember, you have the right to say no comment.
In Nigeria, they are not expensive. To my side, it's not something we carry like the way other people in the millions. It's not like millions of nairas that I use. Basically, what I do is like a trade. It's like a trade that I'm doing.
I don't even forget say you be businessman self, since
Of course.
You get the business. You be man by
No.
chance. You don't do your DNA test.
But they call me an Igbo boy in Adamawa State. I'm just trading. I only buy from the bushes inside the bush, which is like 200,000, 500,000. I've never bought land more than that. When I buy it, development gets there and the money increase.
Wow.
Then again, like for example, I had a place, 3 plots of land that I bought not less than 700, but I was able to sell just one for almost 4 million.
Wow.
So that's the trade.
So answering the second question, you didn't have to work so hard here in Israel. You didn't have to work long hours in order to make that happen.
I don't have to kill myself.
Just buy 2 lands, for example, and then the value goes up.
I don't have to kill myself to. The only thing here is that we're killing ourselves for our family who are not, some of them are not ready to, improve themselves. But all those worldly things, they are not just hard. It's just the lack of trust over there. Over there, there's lack of trust, to them, they don't even believe you can do anything.
Thank you very much. Now, the next question, you made mention of relationship. Don't worry. Everything they come step by step. Tell you, say this city don't they hot.
They hot.
They hot.
Okay. Nothing hot.
All right.
Here.
No worry. Very soon you go.
Don't
Now you go jump. Come up for this seat now.
I go pass now.
All right. You've been talking about relationship, and they say here in Israel, relationship sucks. Just like you said, it's hard to have relationship and relations. The question is, why is it like this?
Relationship like in the
Boyfriend,
opposite
girlfriend, yes,
side.
relationship, husband, wife, fiance, potato, tomato, that kind of
When I
relationship.
came into Israel, it wasn't hard for the white girls to play with your intention. It wasn't hard. I've seen example of people living here with citizens like men.
Please hold that thought, all right, before you go further,
Mm-hmm.
so you know go shoot yourself for leg.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I'm talking about relationship, it's not about whether with white people or black people. I'm talking about generally,
Oh,
not
I'm
relationship.
crossing.
Yeah, here we're
I'm
not being
crossing the road.
racial. Yeah, generally, whether not white
Generally,
or black to black,
communication is
relationship,
a
romantic
relation.
relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. That's the question I'm asking here. They say it sucks. They say it is very difficult. Some people say it's hard to find a husband. Some people say it's hard to find a wife. Why is it so?
No, it just got to do with the standard. It's not hard to find anything here. There are lots of women that are looking for good men to have good relationship, but the previous occupants of Israel, Nigerians before us, before me, I've already done some things, work out. Sometimes you can work it good for Nigerians if you are doing good, but the previous ones have already had issues with their relationship, either black or white. But basically, Nigerian women, there are not a lot of single Nigerian women here, you know. And these single Nigerian women may be looking for other, culture, or they have this kind of. I don't have so much people from the north that are here, so I find it difficult, to associate with
Or
like
relate with
other.
people from different tribe.
Yeah, from
That could
different
also be
tribes.
an issue.
Yes, then if it is around Africans, we have all Africans in Israel, but basically the Eritreans have and
Only date themselves.
yeah, they have a lot of women, good women, nice women, but they have already have relationship over there before they move down. They trekked down to Israel because basically 99% of Eritreans trek to Israel. They don't have, not all of them, but 99% of them, they came by the road. So they have already relationship with their men and women, and they don't associate with others. If not, I would have married an Eritrean.
What
And
about Filipinos?
Filipinos, they are basically older people. 99% of them are older than the population. They will tell you I'm 55 and 56 and 50, and they look young on the face, but they are older. I'm not, no insult involved. They are very nice people. I had relationship with them too in their community. I've been with them. I had women from their place. They are not bad people, only that they are older people, and basically they have met. The ones they told me, the older ones told me that there are younger ones in Jerusalem, but I've not found time. But you can see them on the church and all this stuff. I don't get time. I don't have time
All right.
to
Now
work
another
about.
hot question for you.
Mhm.
Are you
Nothing secret.
are you in a relationship?
Right now, I will say I am in a relationship, but nothing, you know, I can't say beyond that. I don't always,
All right.
extend to that.
Victor, thank you very much.
You're
Now,
much
the
welcome.
hottest part of the seat, which you do not have the right to say no comment, is the last question for you. You've talked about relationship, and most of us know what is going on when it comes to different relationships here in Israel, whether between Nigerian and Nigerians and Nigerians and other tribes or other countries. But here in Israel, we've heard stories of people having, we've heard stories of people knocking people, wives and husbands.
Wow, it's rampant, and I think it's not an it's generally an African thing, or say it's a thing of every, society, because basically I see people's wife being taken away from their homes, you know,
Now,
with the
remember, we're still
consent.
talking about here in Israel. People knocking people's wives or
Of
husband. I'm
course,
asking this question
those
here
things
in
happen.
Israel.
Those things happen back home in where I come from, but not in my community. But I've had stories about somebody taking somebody's wife and all this stuff. It happens in Israel here. It does happen within the community. There are promiscuous women and there are men that are also like that. That they don't see the sacrilege in married women. You know,
Do
they
you personally know someone who has knocked another person's
married.
wife or a married woman?
Um, Through rumors and
You are
all
not
this.
to mention any
I
name.
know I'm not mentioning them. Through rumors and through a situation that I've witnessed in my whole years in Israel. I've seen certain people that are called done like that allegedly, but I've never seen. But one of the person I know very well, he can do it because we have been working together, and I hear his conversation. He doesn't care if you are married or not, as long as you give him the betus. He doesn't care if you are married as long as you agree. Basically, it's with the femalehood. If they agree, you
You
knock
see,
her.
this very talk about a knocking
See,
person wife or knocking person husband, it is very serious here in Israel.
very
Sometimes
serious
we dey
things.
joke about them, but it is not good if you are watching us right now and you sabi say you dey knack person wife. In fact, may I no just talk say person. You dey knack your fellow Nigerian wife. As you don sabi as things dey for this country, abeg stop am. Because
It's a
me
no-no.
too, I no go talk say I know person, but I don hear stories of the people wey dey do am. And those people where I hear about, I know them personally. But this na the thing where I no fit even call them ask, say you dey do this kind of thing. So if you be one of them and you dey watch this video, abeg make you stop am. You know, go see nobody be saint.
Sometimes in Israel, you see that basically it's not about Nigerian or white to Nigerian. And you have friends. Like now, I come to your house, your wife is at home and everything, and I relate with your family very well. It doesn't give you any opportunity to say you want to try the woman or you want to know if she does anything outside their home. That's their business. So if, like me now, I don't think I'll be able to meet your wife outside and try. I don't even have the heart to even start saying I want to start a relationship where I know that she has a husband at home with a child and a very loving relationship. It's a no. This is a sacred thing. No matter how she turn out to be a woman, if she's even my friend's girlfriend, it's a no to me. A no. But there are things that will happen to you that you have to knock a friend's girlfriend. If she pushes, sometimes the women are pushy. I've seen that kind of thing that happen. It happens to me. She pushed me to knock.
Okay. All right. So that's the end of today's discussion with Victor John Addy. I think even though the video is long one, but you will agree that everything Victor talked about on this video, they are helpful. The advice he gave, the business he did, you know, guys will talk say everybody where japa means say things been dey bad for them. It's not everybody where things been bad for them. That's not why I been want know from if everything was working out for you as at least that year, why did you still decide to japa? And he let us understand his reason. So most people fit the japa because of hunger, because of sapa. Most people fit the japa because say as in their mind, no matter how comfortable they are, as in their mind just want make them day outside. That is also understandable. All right. So Victor, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
You have one last thing to tell crackheads and the people watching us?
Well, what I want to say is that it's about the situation of my my country in general. And I know there are so many of us. Like, I had a video of you when you were talking about Jackpa and all this time. You already had it in mind that you want to be like this, you want to be like this, you want to go like this. And I know there are so many Nigerians that now are making that. They never thought of it, It is now that they are making it.
Because of how things have turned out to be. Yeah.
Because during my time when I vanished from Adamawa State and I found myself here, and some of my friends, good friends, they get my number, and they were just asking me, somebody just asked me, say, why Israel with the bombs and all this thing? Or sometimes they will say, you are still there? Where do you want me to be? You want me to be 6 feet down or what? I'm not in a war with anybody here in Israel. The whole nation around Israel is making war to Israel. So the Israeli government is protecting me from those enemies. So I'm not in war. I cannot, start saying but what they are doing that I've seen with my ears.
Seen with your ears and heard with your eyes.
I've seen with my eyes and I've heard with my ears. I am a clear witness. There is no partiality here. They are just treating these people here bad. If they don't have this protective emblem,
Iron Dome,
we would have been. You will not even find Israel. It is just, the grace of a Wu-Tang, as you said.
Wuta
or Wu-Tang?
Wuta, not Wu-Tang Clan or Wuta. Wuta is different.
Okay, it's the
grace of Wuta.
Wow, it's terrible.
Victor, thank you very much for chipping that in, even though I didn't ask you that, but that was very wonderful for you to say that, so that people will know how actually it is, because
no play.
Yes, I know, say waiting in the watch for CNN, when you watch that something is happening in Israel at war, and then they go show you as rockets hit Ashkelon, one building for Ashkelon, fire. You say, now so they everywhere. Most people still they chill for their beds. Like last week, one of my colleagues asked me, say, this few days when they fire rocket, you hear siren, you still they run. I tell them, say, they run now. Israeli guy tell me, say, no, they run. Say, don't tired to run. Say, don't tired to run. You understand?
You're asking me if I was running. The 4 days ago or last week, it happens around 4 a.m. in the morning. And I went to my friend's house in the evening and he told me, this siren knock we were living in the same area. He said, this siren knock and I get up by 4 p.m. I said, when? He said, today. I said, how? I didn't hear nothing. I was asleep. If the bomb would have landed, it would not even come near us. I was asleep. I didn't even know that anything happened like that.
All right. So the Israeli man, so for him to talk, say, he don't tire to run, that's to show you, say, the thing they happen on constant level. Say, as in, if person doesn't don't tire for something, means the thing down they happen every time to the point saying don't tire. You understand?
It's just like uncommunicated. If they stay ceasefire, they will ceasefire because they want to buy more weapons. That's exactly what I understand.
That's the truth.
They are ceasing fire to buy more, regroup themselves. After they regroup, the next day you hear bam. The next day, helter skelter to the underground.
All right, that's it, guys, for today. Victor, thank you very much for coming. Make this video no reach 1 hour. All right.
Thank you for having me. And Lahilato.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Or any day we'll now go watch them. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Bye for now.